Hey everybody, how's it going? Revolution Cowboy here, and this is going to be my compilation video of my last visits to Dollar General when it closed down officially on May 20th. This, of course, will be for my first visit at the start of the closing sales on April 2nd. Of course, the day after April Fool's Day. I would hope it was an April Fool's joke, but sadly it wasn't. As you can see, as the store is at 15% off at this visit, and you'll see the signs here soon right there. You kind of glance at it. There's a better glance because I had to make these signs by hand. You'll see that they basically still have everything in stock from Legos. You'll see various preschool toys over here and other kids' toys. Of course, you look at the Hot Wheels, which the Hot Wheels didn't go very fast. Oh, my finger's in the way. And I was trying to the top shelf to see if I could find Pokemon cards. Well, of course not. But like I said, at least at 15% off, everything was still in stock. You still had your Marvel stuff, you had card games that were not Pokemon, your Barbies and other girl toys, and more preschool toys. And over here, well, this stuff took a while to be bought up. Cups like Yay Spring and Cup of Happy. Well, nobody's happy this store is closing down except for, well, people that want good deals, but that sadly comes at a price. And it's still a shame to think about this store closing down as I was making all these trips. These were all going to be separate videos, but I decided, no, I'm just going to put them in one video, and I'm not going to explain why I haven't been able to get it up until now. And by the way, look at the summer stuff. Who would ever think this would be the last summer for this Dollar General here in Park City, Kansas? But anyways, here's the underwear. You see both the boys and the men's stuff, and over here the girls and the women's. Just to show everything that's still in stock at 15% off. And then the clearance aisle, because there's plenty of stuff in the clearance. Even at 15% off, you're going to get the stuff much cheaper than it would be normally. But of course, we were going to wait till the prices go down. And also, this aisle is hard to walk in, as you guys will see here in a moment as I will point my camera down at the floor. Because Dollar General sadly has this thing of having bins on the floor, which I can probably see that's probably one reason why people had stopped going to Dollar General. Now over here is the college section, and I'm not going to spoil too much, but this is one of the few sections that did not get picked through. And I live in Kansas where a lot of people are KU and K-State fans, but I'm sure if there was like Chiefs stuff, because a lot of our Kansas City Chiefs fans, I'm sure they would have bought that stuff up, but oh, what can you do? And the books. Yeah, who still reads books anymore? These books have probably been here for years, and, well, at least at 15% off, I don't think anybody wanted to buy them, so we'll see how long these books stick around here at the store. You got some air freshener on the other side, and, of course, I'll take a look at more of this stuff up here, including some puzzles that caught my eye. Cool KU one, and KSO, and of course, look at these cool mugs. But yeah, I pulled down one of the puzzles. The puzzles are basically the same, just re-skins for each team. So there's the KU one, which I sadly didn't buy, but I did buy the K-State one. If you guys haven't seen my pickups video, go back, watch it. I'll put an annotation up, or you can put a link in the description. And then there's all the, oh, why wait for a sale? Deals every day. Well, not for long, unfortunately. This is all the stuff you see on TV. You got plenty of pet toys here. And then, well, there's more of those bins, like I said, that are on the floor. And this is not against the employees. They're just told to do what they can. I just think the mismanagement by the company telling them to stock stuff the way they do, just, that's the reason why a lot of people stop going to this Dollar General, unfortunately, and start going to either the Family Dollar here in town, or just going to the grocery store, or even going to Walmart. Now there's plenty of diapers. You got like a weird matchup with this stuff. Got some cookies, crackers, and then over here is the most claustrophobic aisle in the whole store, where you have the as seen on TV stuff, electronics. I mean, decent amount of stuff here, and then of course, well, endless supply of DVDs and Blu-rays, and even CDs are down there. Which who buys CDs anymore? I mean, some people still do. I still, of course. Think of the movies. Got like an Ultraman Blu-ray, and got Surviving Compton here. Got some Charlie's Angels. You got some collections down there. Got some of those Hallmark Christmas movies. Some more as seen on TV stuff, as I'm just trying to look through everything that I can. Sorry I don't go through every DVD here, because there was a lot to go through, and there were some that I did get. You, once again, go back and watch my pickups video I posted before this to see what I bought. But yeah, okay selection of stuff. And I look through more of the as seen on TV stuff. Finger gets in the way again, because of course that's going to happen. And then over here, well, Easter was happening around this time. So of course there'd be that. You got some little flip-flops, Crocs, we call them. And then here, of course, coloring books, plenty of those. At least in the 15% off phase. And you got, like, some of the dollar toys. Which, boy, you know, these were going to go pretty quick once the percentage went higher and higher. School supplies. You know, school was getting ready to end at this point. But hey, I guess if people want to stock up, and get some binders, which I'd like to get some binders promo cards. And this right here, of course, the Legos. I had to slow this part down because I went a little too fast here, and so now I'll just give you guys a little bit of a look at the Legos before we go to the next part of this video as we go to my second visit. And this point, we've already gotten 25% off. So more stuff is starting to fly off the shelves. But even then, the store is still fairly stocked. Well, not for paper towels and toilet paper. So at least we know what is usually the first go once you start increasing the percentages. But still plenty of toys. I mean, it may not be Walmart or Target selection of toys, but hey, they're still toys, and Dollar General has at least stepped their game up with toys over the last decade or so. It's not all the dollar generic toys. Clothing, I know, not everybody really cares to see this, but I just thought I'd show you guys what was still in the clothing aisle. Socks and underwear are starting to fly off the shelves, at least on the men's side. Women's side, it's taking a little while, but you could look behind there. What also was starting to be missing, yeah, I mean, socks. I mean, everybody needs socks. Those things don't last very long. I mean, you're paying $8 a package, 20% off. I mean, can't beat that. Well, you can, but anyways, you got once again, the cups and plates, and, well, people want the paper stuff and the plastic stuff more than they want the actual stuff. That tells you, once again, how people are living nowadays. And it's understandable with the way things are with our bills and everything else, but whatever. Still plenty of clothes, and well, diapers are starting to flush up because, of course, babies are being born every day, so you got to buy them diapers, got to buy the formula and everything else for taking care of a baby. So, of course, this stuff, even at 25% off, is going to start disappearing. Here's some scrapbooking stuff, which was not flying off the shelves right away, but the pens were starting to disappear, is what you guys maybe saw for a quick moment. But yeah, there's all the scrapbooking journals. There's some little bins you can put your stuff in, which I use them for, like, putting duplicate Pokemon cards in if I can find any. Oh, laundry detergent. Everybody still got to do laundry. Well, 25% off. Detergent ain't staying on shelves. And, of course, now this stuff's starting to get down lower and lower in price, but these bins, still full, unfortunately. They'll probably empty out at some point. Well, of course, as I do this video 2 months in the past. Oh, pet food. People got to still buy for their pets. Like me, I got to buy for my cat. Usually I go to the Family Dollar, but I would sometimes go to Dollar General. And really, because Family Dollar is closer to my house. But that still didn't mean I go to Dollar General when I needed to. I mean, if I couldn't find anything at Family Dollar, I would go to Dollar General and vice versa. But yeah, all the cat food that's not here. All the Meow Mix and Friskies and everything. I mean, you got still plenty of the wet food. But even then, that stuff would start disappearing. And look, here's this, once again, the college aisle. I'm going to keep showing this throughout the video to show you guys what has moved. And well, other than a few keychains, I mean, and there's some cool hats and shirts. I mean, I did pick up one of these keychains that I showed you guys in my video, my pickups video. So I was able to get one of those alongside that puzzle. Still plenty of t-shirts, and I did pick up a few shirts that were here. But yeah, this tells you that people were not going too crazy buy all this stuff. And once again, there's that puzzle I did buy. So I thought I'd just show it again real quick. And, well, here's the electronics section and the As Seen on TV. And, well, once again, nothing's moving. Now we live in a day of streaming services. Who really wants to buy a physical movie? Oh, look, Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah. I decided to pick it up because even though I'm not the biggest fan of Sonic anymore, I still like Sonic. Still part of my childhood. And once again, Easter stuff's still here, but this stuff would be gone eventually. And you'll see something that I was not expecting to find. Oh, look, trading cards. Not Pokemon, but hey, we got some baseball and some basketball. Not a fan of the NBA, but I did pick up some baseball cards. Yeah, as you guys would have seen in my pickup video. And so far, at least for the time being, there was still plenty of soda. At least when it came to Coca-Cola, because Pepsi was like, nope, we're done. Pepsi took out their Pepsi machine. Surprisingly, the Coke machine's there, so at least until this machine starts emptying it out, Coke left their machine there. And still plenty of stuff. Only 2 bottles of soda left. The rest is all like body armor, and there's like coffee and so on. Then look, still got plenty of Legos at 25% off, but yeah, not for too much longer. And once again, watch my pickups video and you'll see what I was able to pick up before it all got ransacked. Because boy, these weren't going to last very long, but I thought at least this time I'd try to show you all a better shot. All right, well, look at this. I can't make this up. A Family Dollar cart was in this parking lot. No, I did not put that there. I was surprised to see it when I was walking here. I was like, well, if that ain't a bad omen. And look, here's the toy section. Hot Wheels are now gone, as the store has now gone 50% off. And really, when you spend $1 or so for Hot Wheels, 50-cent Hot Wheels, I mean, that's a steal. But, yeah. When you see what's left here, a few wrestling figures, which is those bendies of Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and I, of course, bought Cena. And then more of the Mega Blocks that our Lego started to disappear. So far, everything else, when it comes to dolls and Play-Doh and various other things, are still there. This Dollar General brands Barbie, I don't know. You just see everything that's still left here. We got this packs of figures. You got all Peppa Pig. You got a puzzle. Oh, look at that dog. That's nightmare fuel. Oh, God. I cannot look at that for much longer. Oh, God. Sorry if I scared anybody watching that. Just saw that dog. Oh. And whatever was over here, we got one lonely pinata and a few other things left in these shelves. As now the store is starting to really, really look more bare. Once again, 50% off. I mean, everything. Clothing, less undershirts and socks, boxers. You just look at everything that's starting to finally fly off the shelves. Even the women's side, you're starting to see less of their underwear. Summer toys are starting to disappear. I mean, 50% off. You do the math. You know, if you're buying anything for normal price, 50% off doesn't sound so bad. Even the cups at this point are starting to disappear. They're still there, at least for now, but paper goods are pretty much non-existent at this store. Still plenty of clothing over here, but once again, that stuff will slowly disappear as time goes on. Still plenty of these, like, Nerf or knockoff Nerf guns. Look, here's the college aisle. I don't know, maybe it just was the wrong time of year since basketball season had already been over, football season had been over, so people aren't in, I guess, the mood for KU and K-State stuff in April and May. And then all these aisles, pet toys start to disappear. No more pet food, so unless you want to go to Family Dollar or over to the local grocery store, Leakers, well, there's a few cans of wet food. Oh, look, very few cleaning supplies. I mean, you still have a few mops, you still have some plungers, and sodas. Well, you weren't buying any 2 liters of soda here. Tell you that. And it's just a real shame when you just see all this just flying off the shelves. One little mouse toy, which I would have thought about buying, but my cat doesn't really play with the toys more. But look, plenty of books. At least for now. Yeah. You look through that, and then of course you got all these bins here, which once again, people will look through them to see if there's anything they want. And even at 50% off, maybe people do, maybe people don't. Nothing here, like in the way of cookies. I mean, all the groceries disappeared. And the sad thing is, groceries weren't even part of the initial sale. But still play DVDs, though. Maybe not a whole lot, but there still was. I got a G.I. Joe collection, which looks like there was a figure that got taken out of it, because of course. Now, over here, though, all this stuff was gone. Antennas, Bluetooth speakers, you name it. And even more stuff here was starting to really disappear. But look at this. Christmas trees. Yeah, these must have been sitting in the back for a long time, and well, of course, with them not making it till Christmas this year, I guess they had to sell them off as soon as they could, along with everything else. And look, cable cord, who still buys those if more people have started going to streaming services? Coloring books, though, started to disappear, so I guess people want to buy some books for their kids. And over here was the Lego section. At this point, the Legos at 50% off, they're gone. Well, for the most part, as you will see here a little bit later, you'll see something I was able to find that I didn't buy, but this right here, please don't die. I will always love you. Dollar General, that's a poem for you, apparently. I don't know. We did that. Well, okay, dream big, life is sweet. Yeah, I don't know if life's not so sweet when you lose a store that you went to for years. You got this. Got what? Got nothing. Well, here we go. As I said before, this is the last Lego item. Part of wishes I would have bought it. I didn't, but hopefully some kid got it and made them happy. Even if it was for like a few minutes or something. Nowadays, when more kids want to play on their iPads rather than play with Legos, but it's whatever. As we look through this clearance aisle, once again, 50% off. I mean, maybe Christmas stuff that they had to get out of their back room because they know they weren't going to be around for next Christmas later this year. So, yeah, I was just trying to get everything they could get out of the store. Real shame, too. And once again, here's the Coca-Cola machine, which at this point now, all there is energy drinks. You got one body armor, which I did buy. It was the last thing I'd ever buy drink-wise when it came to anything out of this machine, and well, that was it for that. Here we go. Look at that. If that's not an omen of what was to come, as things were still around, I think at 50% off, but you could definitely tell in this visit, stores started like more and more like a ghost town. As stuff had to start being moved to the front because of how badly the store was now losing inventory. At least not at this point, but when we get to the next part of this, you guys will definitely see how this store will look even more and more eerie. Especially for such a small store as a Dollar General, but just going through all the aisles and seeing what's not there. $1 deals, yeah, 50% off, you were paying 50 cents before tax. So, because of course, people will jump on these deals. And you know, the sad thing is, I didn't show a lot of people that this Dollar General had the most business it ever had. Home, yeah. Well, it's definitely not a home anymore. But as I was saying, this Dollar General, as you look at the coloring books that were starting to disappear. No more dollar toys, except for a few, I guess. Including this thing, the vapor. So because of course, even at 50% off, some people are like, nah, I'm still gonna take it because the theft still happens, and that's another reason why this Dollar General did not last very long. Was theft. In fact, one of the employees told me he had to catch some thieves that were trying to walk up. Like, really, you can't just pay the prices that this store is now charging for their closing sale. Even 50% off is not enough for people that you have to resort to stealing. But as I said before, this store was the busiest it's been in a while. I was seeing more people at this store on the day of its the weeks leading up to its closing. And it's real sad because that's what happens in our economy. People only start to care once something closes down, and it's like, man, well, here you go. Invisible figure, guys. You can't see him, though. He's John Cena, who's on his last run in WWE right now, and of course, it'd be kind of ironic I'd buy that figure as being one of my last purchases this year. As we take a look at more toys that were here over in the middle aisle, as once again, you start to see more stuff empty out. Clothing, once again, starting to empty out, 50% off. Just looking through these aisles and seeing what's going and what's staying. I mean, once again, cups and plates start to disappear slowly, but it just takes a while. Clothing over here, like your basic t-shirts, your gloves, your hats, all that stuff's starting to go. No, this interesting thing looks definitely don't look like a bong, but yeah, no, but seriously, just looking at everything here that's still here. Welcome, Matt. And one of the employees even said how they probably think the last thing that'd be left would be rugs. Well, maybe, maybe not. As we look through at other stuff, different kind of home decor, like big old clocks. You got trash bags. I got this picture frame and SH. Where's the I and T to describe how this looks? And once again, this is more against the company, not the employees. Because I feel bad for the employees. They had to deal with all this, and that they had to scramble to look for jobs at this time, knowing that this store they worked at for so long was going to be closing down, and that it's just a real shame. And you look through more stuff that was flying off these shelves. It's just crazy. Of course, stuff being scattered all over the place. You start to see everything that's really starting to disappear, but stuff that was still there at 50% off. Of course, you got some lamps here, and then, well, you got whatever was in this section that's now all gone. But like I said before, yeah, you see the stuff that does stay. Well, once again, the college stuff, still not moving. And that's not because people don't like KUK State. It's just this Dollar General had overabundance. Oh, that should be here. That's a Louisville Cardinals cup. How'd that get here? We're not even in Kentucky, but whatever. Just look at all this stuff, man. And the books. The books are not there, but will they be there on the next trip? Well, we know pet toys will be gone pretty soon because pet food's already gone at this point, and all sorts of home fixtures. Like you see a couple toilet seats, as sadly the store started to make the joke is going down the drain, down the shitter. Very few things left over here in the home improvement, and you just see everything that's just flying off these shelves and just all over the place because they gotta get every remaining bit of stock out of their back room just to be able to sell everything. Hangers, which I was actually lucky to pick up a good decent amount of hangers, and other stuff that they had here before we got to the last days. Once again, just looking at these empty shelves. And I think here pretty soon I'm gonna actually probably let the rest of it speak for itself, and I'll still chime in when I need to. But there's really not much else to commentate here as we get close to the last visit I will make. But you will see something that, after the last two parts of this video, would finally disappear. And you'll see it here pretty soon. Man, just go down what used to be the grocery section. Man. I even heard somebody make a joke. Well, I guess I can't find sugar. Well, sorry. I guess we lose your business. Well, I'll go somewhere else. Like, yeah, I guess you kind of have to. Movies are starting to disappear, but this movie's not going anywhere. Sorry, plus I'm sure this was probably still here to the last day. You mean Christmas trees? Well, there are definitely Christmas trees here. Right over there. Yeah, well, that's quite the segue. When no more trading cards. I did buy those baseball cards I said before, so hopefully somebody bought those NBA cards. If not, well, oh well. What can you do? Here's the last remaining section of DVDs, and they even got some they brought out of the back, like some special covered ones, which maybe I'll show them. Oh, the Berenstain Bears or the Berenstain Bears. Let me know which one you remember. Mandela Effect. But yeah, look at this. These of us would sit in the back. They're probably gonna put these out later on when they have more space, but they really didn't have a choice. They had to start putting out now. These were the ones with the special slip covers. Here we go, guys. Coca-Cola machine. Coca-Cola finally came and picked it up. So, that's it. That's the last time you would ever get drinks at the store. And here we go. The final visit as we look at the blacked out sign. As, yeah, you could tell a Dollar General was here. But, along with the Atwoods that had moved out to another part of town. Which still don't make any sense why the people who ran as Dollar General couldn't find their place for Dollar General to go. But then, no, we're just going to close it down, of course. The old Atwoods used to be at the discount bins over there. Oh, look. Dollar General sign's gone. And you can see here the old paint of the strip mall. Because I think it was around 2002, 2003 they had painted this building. So the building used to be white with a kind of a turquoise trim before it got painted this kind of a beige color. So you can definitely see where the Dollar General sign used to be. As I slowly walk in, but guys, this right here is where I'm going to probably speak a little bit less. And I'm going to let you guys enjoy. Well, I say that sarcastically because it's not much to enjoy. But my guess, watch what would be the last time I go into a Dollar General and see as everything just looks barren and just sad. And you'll see what they have left. But yeah, I'm just going to talk here for a little bit. But I want to thank you guys for definitely watching this video. I know this was a while coming. I meant to post this prior around the time the store closed. But anyways, here we go. The last trip I made to Dollar General prior to its closing on May 20th, 2025. So as you guys can see, before I get ready to kind of stop talking, you can see what they moved to the front. And I had to stop recording here because there was a lady there. But alright guys, this is where I'm just going to let y'all look at what is the emptiness of the Dollar General before it closed. Well, earned some greeting cards, but yeah. But yeah, here we go guys. I guess enjoy this eerie look down my Dollar General as there was almost nothing left. Of course, you gotta look at these things that probably never had everything bought off them for who knows how long. Oh, wow. Tinkerbell there. Well, there's one thing to buy down here. That's it. Oh, and of course, no more stuff in the clearance aisle. That's 75% off. But hold on, guys. We found some stuff. Look, it was here probably all the way to the final day. The college section of KU and K-State stuff. Yes, some stuff was starting to fly off, but wow. Compared to the rest of the store, this was probably the only part of the store besides the front that had any merchandise. And like I said, probably until this store's last day was probably the last section of anything bought off of it. And you see here, they still have some of the bins. Now, like I said, everything that they were trying to sell was mostly at the front. And it surprised me they didn't move all the KU and K-State stuff to the front. Because in my previous experience with Toys R Us closing, anytime that sections were, devoid of merchandise, they always closed that stuff off. So I'm really surprised I got to walk around the store. Redneck party. Well, there are going to be no parties at this store, I'll tell you that. And I'm not trying to be funny. It's just, it's sad. Looking at the last section of DVD, I mean, besides the college stuff, this was the last things that probably left this store. Decent selection of DVDs and Blu-rays here that probably just weren't going to go anywhere, especially in this day and age. But hey, if you like to collect DVDs like I do, then well, I guess this was your time to come to Dollar General and buy this stuff while you can, or while you could, as this Dollar General is now closed. And well, here's the last thing I'm going to show you guys before I get to the last part of this video, where we'll see the Dollar General and where it is as of today. But the toys, the last remaining bit of toys. Cool Power Rangers mask. Too bad it's too small for my head. But yeah, just to see this makes me think back to when Toys R Us closed back in 2018, and that was all the stores, well, except for Ron's figure, which I already had. I didn't really need, otherwise I would have bought it. But yeah, just to look at this for the last time, to see everything they still had left in stock, and everything. Yeah, of course you see these face masks, which you can kind of blame the pandemic as being as something that did kind of affect business like Dollar General over time. But man, just to look at what is left in the store. And here you guys go. This right here, and I'm going to freeze it here in a moment. This is the last look at the Dollar General, only maybe a week after it had closed. I sadly didn't make it to their last day of operation. I had to work the night, but as you guys see as I paused it here and froze it, that's the store it looks like now. And as of this recording, they've even shut the lights off finally. But guys, that's it. Dollar General in Park City, Kansas. Opened up in around 1997, 1998. Closed down in May of 2025, and it's done. And it's sad. And as much as I'd like to blame Family Dollar or just people changing their interests, I blame the company at the end of the day. The employees did a great job. They always were nice. They always were friendly. You know, even if I didn't find everything I wanted, still, it was nice to go there. And I'm going to miss this place. And I hope something else will replace it someday. But guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Rock on. Keep collecting. And rest in peace, Dollar General Park City. You'll be missed.